Oh, good vibes on a Tuesday morning. A live look at the Civic Plaza here as we reach 6 o'clock on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us in what looks like the start of a beautiful sunrise here in central Indiana. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Sam in for Julia along with Julia this morning. We've been saying it all day. Tuesday, a cooler start to the workday, and then lots of sunshine today too.
Yeah, kind of the best combo that you could ask for, especially in a scorching hot July, right? So we better get out and enjoy it. Matt saying this certainly will not last long, but it is here, so we will enjoy that summer breeze for just a little bit longer.
That's right. It's all about savoring the good moments, right? I don't know if you guys noticed the crescent moon out there, but it looks like it's smiling at us this morning. Even the sky is happy about today's forecast. I think you will be too. It is the coolest start of the week. Enjoy it. We've got 60s out there across most of central Indiana and a few upper 50s in eastern Indiana this morning. But I do think the sky will look a little bit like this for some of us as we're headed out the door. We're still getting the sun, but we do have a couple extra high clouds. We actually had some flash flooding storms there in parts of Kansas City, way off towards the west, but we're getting some of the leftover clouds and they're thinning out. But this is what your sky may roughly look like this morning. But then lots of blue sky expected later this afternoon. All right, we'll do a quick tour. We've got low 60s sitting right at 60 on the dot from Jay County into Blackford County. It is 65. Good morning in Peru, 64 in Flora, 64 also reporting in Noblesville and in Anderson. And we finally did it. Indianapolis is back into the 60-degree club. It's 69 right now in Indy, but 65 from Carmel, 64 to Pendleton, and 64 reporting in Zionsville. Martinsville, we did the same thing. Bloomington now in the upper 60s as well. Brown County upper 60s, holding on to that 71 in Bedford. Also in Bedford, the humidity is a little bit higher, but for many of us, it is a cooler and more comfortable start. Enjoy today. I think you'll love it. A warm front is on the way, and that's what's going to usher in our heat and humidity the next couple of days. Heat index values over 100. We're going to let you know how hot things are going to get as we look across the state. In the meantime, traffic out there this morning. Lindsay, what's the update?
I'm just fixated on that dew point of 58. Are you kidding
me? Crazy.
Woo! Going to feel really nice out there this morning, and it's looking a lot better as well after some overnight construction wrapped up a little ahead of schedule. Now, this will continue each and every overnight this week through this upcoming early Saturday morning. 465 eastbound, this ramp right here to 69 northbound was closed overnight, was set to reopen right there at the top of the 6 o'clock hour, reopened around 5:30. They're building out this bridge here, and they are closing basically everything underneath of it, including both northbound and southbound Benford Boulevard to 69 as they do all of that reconstruction work. Also, this ramp from 69 southbound to Benford Boulevard was closed, part of that big project that reopened ahead of schedule as well. So all of those ramps from the overnight hours have now reopened on the northeast side.
Thank you, Lindsay. Take a look at some of this video this morning. You can see here houses, right? And then a homeless encampment right next door.
Residents say they're actually fed up with this, saying it's taking over their neighborhood. Some residents tell 13 News they're in fact worried for their safety. But those camping out say it is just a few bad actors causing problems.
So Matthew Foltz is live in Fountain Square with more on some of these concerns. And Matthew, I have to imagine there's probably frustration on both sides.
They are, Samantha. We actually spoke with many residents who live along Leonard Street just to my left where these encampment tents are. And they say they are so frustrated that some of them are now moving out of Marion County and putting their home up for sale. Now take a look at your screen. This is just a snippet of what that encampment tents look like along Leonard Street. You can see it's just on the other side of the street from homes. Residents telling 13 News they thought it would be just temporary at first, but it's now grown to drug use, violence, and even people using the bathroom in public. In fact, this is cell phone video captured by Heather Warnick, who was a woman that we spoke to. You can see a man throwing a rock at her house. And then doorbell video from her also shows a woman making herself at home on her front porch eating dinner. Now, Warnock says that she's tried to get IMPD to do something, but no luck.
And everybody is really fed up with the property taxes that we pay, and then this is what we get to deal with.
Part of the appeal of the neighborhood is walkability, and my boys like to walk and get ice cream, and now they can't because we're not sure what we're going to confront on the street. And
Yeah, so many concerns and frustrations from homeowners you just heard from. Meanwhile, IMPD's Homeless Outreach Unit sent a statement saying that they are taking the concerns of residents seriously and they will continue to respond to service calls in the area. Now, 13 News also spoke to campers who are camped out across the street in their tents. You'll hear more from them and what they had to say coming up here on 13 Sunrise at 6:30. Ladies.
All right, Matthew, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Well, right now, several people have been arrested after police targeted reckless driving across Indianapolis.
And one of those arrests was actually caught on camera. This happened along East Washington Street just after midnight on Sunday. Police say it started when they witnessed what they call illegal street activity nearby.
As officers arrived, now most cars peeled out and got out of this gas station, but some were actually boxed in by police. A 21-year-old was taken into custody. Now, people who live and work in this area say they're glad finally to see some accountability.
I'm glad that they got, stepped up and were quick to respond. I appreciate that. We just all kind of a quiet little community here, and appreciate everything that the police are doing to help keep that, to keep us safe here.
Police also posted pictures after the weekend crackdown of spinning, even some street takeovers.
They say they partnered with state police to arrest 4 people, issue 2 summons, 34 traffic citations. They say they also recovered 2 stolen cars.
Well, 22 people now know how long they'll spend behind bars for their role in a drug trafficking organization. Court documents show investigators said the group trafficked cocaine and meth from the southwest border all the way here to Indy. The Department of Justice released a statement saying the organization then used a, quote, elaborate system of drug couriers and clandestine mail parcels to transport meth and other drugs across the country for redistribution in rural communities throughout the Southern District of Indiana.
6:06 now, there are new claims of predatory behavior against a Muncie property group.
2 years ago, the Indiana Attorney General reached an agreement with the company to stop unfair and deceptive practices. But 13 News talked to the family who says nothing's changed. Allison Ferguson lives with her mother as her live-in caretaker at the District Oakwood Apartments. Middletown Property Group owns it and many other properties in the Muncie area.
So after their building flooded 2 years ago, the residents there submitted a complaint to the Attorney General's office about Middletown's business practices. After that, though, they say they started getting fines and were told their lease would be terminated and that they had to be out by this Friday.
She says it also got worse when Middletown Properties found out about their website she made for other tenants to voice their concerns and to give them warnings. She says that's when she got a letter from Middletown's attorney offering her early termination of her lease without penalty, but also threatening legal action for what they call defamatory language. The moves made both women feel threatened.
If they're willing to do this to the elderly disabled widow of a Vietnam veteran, imagine what they're willing to do to college kids who have no idea what their rights are.
So we did reach out to both the property group and the Attorney General's office. We have not heard back. This morning, we're taking a closer look at plans to hold ICE detainees at Camp Adterbury here in Indiana.
Congressman Andre Carson now confirms thousands of people are expected to be housed there here in Indiana. Last week, a letter from the Secretary of Defense to a New Jersey congressman confirmed the move.
Congressman Carson, though, has questioned how the plans could impact military operations, but a letter from Secretary Pete Hegseth says the move would not negatively affect military operations nor training. Carson, though, also expressed concerns about how the detainees would be treated once they got there.
Well, as a member of Congress, it is my job to conduct oversight and to ensure the conditions are at a minimum humane and sanitary, and that's what I intend on doing.
The plans have gotten support from Congressman Jefferson Shreve. Now, he represents the district where Camp Adterbury is located.
He issued a statement saying, in part, quote, "I support the use of Camp Adterbury as part of our national effort to detain and remove criminal aliens who entered our country illegally." A spokesperson for the Indiana National Guard says Camp Adterbury is a federal installation and it may be used at the discretion of the federal government.
Well, the WNBA is getting ready for the second half of their season following a very successful All-Star weekend here in Indianapolis.
And the Indiana Fever, they are right back in the swing of things. They have 3 games this week. The Fever are getting ready for tonight's game against the New York Liberty. New York, they kind of crushed the Fever in their last meeting right before the All-Star break.
Now, Caitlin Clark is still out as she deals with that groin injury. Head coach Stephanie White says there is no timeline, so stop asking when Caitlin will return to the lineup.
Yeah, she's said to be meeting with doctors today, so we'll keep you updated. Tip-off against the Liberty, 8 o'clock. We'll have highlights for you tonight and tomorrow on 13 Sunrise.
And the next Fever game, by the way, here on WTHR is coming up Thursday night. You can watch that Fever take on the Las Vegas Aces. That game starts at 7 o'clock Thursday night right here on Channel 13.
And as for the WNBA's All-Star Weekend, we're now getting a better idea of the impact here on our city.
It was a great one, right? So Visit Indy anticipated welcoming 70,000 people. Well, Pacer Sports and Entertainment says the All-Star Game and the three-point contest both sold out.
Nice. We checked in with one of the hotels near Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and it reported being practically full, 95 to 100% capacity.
You know that is the way they like it. So we thank everybody who came into the city for this big weekend. Well, hey, Texas lawmakers are tackling tough issues nearly 3 weeks after deadly floods hit central Texas. Coming your way at 6:45, the calls for accountability and the changes the governor wants to see made.
And in just a few hours, the House is set to take up a vote on releasing more Jeffrey Epstein files. At 6:15, we'll tell you why some lawmakers are crossing to the other side of the aisle.